To my shock, there's been some videos going around of some popular YouTubers that after years of making many videos of giving people what I call this experience economy, where you go to learn things and to take something that's going to help you start a business, whether that's courses or creating something that's going to maybe give you some type of legacy, that these people are actually making videos stating that they're going to quit YouTube or not post consistently. And I think we all have our refuges, right? For me, out where I live, I volunteered with the United States Lighthouse Society, which, believe it or not, is 40 minutes from my house. Well, really, you can get there in less time if you get up early enough, where Point No Point Lighthouse is. And that lighthouses have been a refuge for me since I was a little girl. I liked them. I never could visit them because Alabama had very few lighthouses. This is why I am going to say I'm happy for these people who have decided to walk away, because the pattern with all of these YouTubers who just decided not to no longer do this full time, this was a big bulk of their money, right? So what I'm saying is that you can get so caught up in trying to please an audience and trying to put out a product that you have forgotten to protect your peace. If you notice, on both of my channels, I don't monetize either of them because I don't want to, number one, keep up with that. It's very well known that if you are not on YouTube long enough or don't have enough subscribers, they will not monetize you. And they will quickly demonetize you for being gone for too long, even if it was something out of your control. And you would say, well, what does this have to do with protecting your peace online? It's just that sometimes to protect your peace, you got to clock out of it. I found it hard to believe that people could sit there and let themselves get burned out. It becomes an obsession. It becomes your life. It becomes a job. See, in this capitalist nation we live, people got this inherent belief. I don't want to work a 9 to 5, so I'm going to get on this online stuff and hustle. You're effectively doing almost the same thing as when you left a traditional job, only you're doing it on your own. If you're going to do this, you need to start off slow and ask yourself, what can I farm out to someone else? See, me again, when I'm offline, I'm going to build my money in other ways. I'm more so here to give wisdom and educate people than to entertain them, although people will call this entertainment. It was shocking to me because people who've been doing this for a decade or more are just deciding, I want to clock out of this. It's intimidating to know that your paycheck depends on constantly being a part of a machine and churning out videos. Does that sound familiar? Because a lot of us who have baby boom parents or are baby boomers are back can recall a time when you could work for a company for years, but you had to be part of a machine and you were guaranteed a some type of severance. Like my father, because his plant that he worked at that makes compressors, Copeland had taken the operations out of Alabama because they could make more money in Mexico. So he got a severance because he worked for him for so long for retirement. He's put that money up. The thing is, this new severance seems like a constant hustle. It's like the capitalism that just keeps going. And I'm not knocking a capitalist society, because if you work for something, you should be able to reap the benefits of that and have the money of it. When you're creating these platforms, you need to protect your peace. And sometimes your peace means that you're going to have to clock out and be demonetized. This is my definition of protecting your peace. I'm sure there are people who aren't going to agree with me, and I'm fine with that. Find a way to protect your peace against what's going on. Because here's the thing that people seem to miss with content creation. You can get so caught up and lost in the sauce that people will think, oh, you're creating this for me, so I'm entitled to have an opinion as to what you should create. People get beside themselves. Somebody behind a computer screen can easily find a way to be offended about something, and it's not that serious. And see, the reason I tell y'all this and tell you not to take it seriously is because these people who talk a lot of trash behind a computer screen, they're not going to ordinarily say this to your face. Well, all right, I'm telling you guys, you got to protect your peace online. Hey y'all, pardon my cat. She likes to make noise the very second, and I repeat, the very, very second I'm in the middle of making these videos. And I had to do a momentary pause, so I'm back now. Unless you don't catch the pause on the video. Sometimes the best way to protect your peace is to walk away from something. The point of this thing and making your own brand is to be able to go back and forth when you feel like it. See, YouTube don't work that way. When you've been gone for too long, they will demonetize you. And see, my greatest joy in making all of these videos is that I don't plan to get monetized on this platform. Because when I feel like protecting my peace, I want to get out and enjoy life. I want to get out in nature. I want to get out amongst something that brings meaning to me. Sometimes I feel like, and I want people to chime in who are watching this, there are generations of us on this platform right now that benefited from what I call an analog childhood. And people are like, well, what is that? Well, if you've had a digital life your entire time, that's all you know. So you only know this interconnectedness, this bullying, this online world, this online wild, wild west. It is all you know. Right? If you were born in the 1980s and way back, you remember an analog childhood where you had to learn to use your imagination and get out and go and have fun. Now, for the most part, the thing I'll give my mom props for is that every now and again when I was a kid in the 80s, in the early 90s, she'd walk up to the television, turn it off, go outside, until I became a teenager and went through my typical teenage angst. It was easiest to protect your peace in those days because information didn't travel as fast. People, not to say there wasn't suicides, not to say there wasn't depression, not to say that society was any better in those days. It's that the internet brought along an escalation. It's just that now when you put yourself out there, you can take on a celebrity and cult status, and people will get in their feelings and assume they can talk to you any kind of way because they donate to your channel, because they give to your cause. Very few people are like me that's gonna roll with you if I roll with you and gonna have your back. It just is what it is at the end of the day. And for those content creators that burned out, I wish you all the best. You may or may not come back. Don't worry about monetization. Protect your peace. Because sometimes it's just good to get outside and get away from all of this humdrum of being online. The best way to protect your peace is to move up slow and accept that this monetization thing is one big rat race and a part of the machine. And if you're gonna lose money and then you want to protect your peace, expect that you're going to lose money. Also protect your peace by understanding you will never please everyone on any of these platforms. And if somebody wants to low-key bully you, let that be their issue. See y'all later.